Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Sunday. We got Week 18 NFL, a lot of good action on the board, a lot of important games, and a lot of games that have no meaning. Yeah, we'll hop right into it, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys want to bet on NBA player props, go ahead and check out ParlayPlay in the link below. Get 5 free entries just for signing up and confirming your email. Use it on this slate's game, guys, and hopefully cash out as we close out this weekend. All right, tons of matchups, starting with the Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings opening up as 4-point favorites with the over-under at 44.5. The last three head-to-head, Minnesota is 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Andy Dalton is going to be the starter. No Akeem Hicks. Kirk Cousins is back after that 1 week from COVID. Chicago on a 2-game winning streak, coming off a 29-3 win over the Giants. Minnesota on a 2-game losing streak. Sad season for both these teams here. Chicago just 3-8 covering in their last 11. Minnesota 13-6 at home against Chicago. I like the Vikings to close their season out. Kind of just a home pride win here to close the season out. They should be able to do it against this Bears team. I like Kirk. I like the Vikings -4 at home. Next matchup, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland opening up as 5.5-point favorites with the over-under at 37. The last 3 head-to-head, Cleveland 3-0, 1-2 covering the spread. The overs hit in 3 of the last 3 matchups. A lot of people out for the Bengals here. No Joe Burrow. No Jamar Chase is questionable. We'll see if he plays, but a lot of big guys out. Brandon Allen is going to start. Case Keenum is going to start for the Browns. Bengals on a 3-game winning streak, coming off that 34-31 win over Kansas City. Cleveland on a 3-game losing streak. Their season's done. Cincinnati going to the postseason here, 5-2 covering in their last 7. Cleveland just 1-6 covering at home. This is going to be an ugly game. You're getting 2 backup quarterbacks. Bengals already in the playoffs. Browns, really nothing to play for here. No Baker Mayfield. We have Case Keenum. Browns just have not looked good on offense. They've just been playing bad. They have a bunch of guys out. Nick Chubb is probable, which is a good thing. But really, I'm honestly staying away from this matchup. There's just nothing intriguing about both these teams that really don't have much to play for. And 2 backup quarterbacks, not going to do it. I'm going to take Cincinnati plus 5.5, and that over 37. I'm not much of an over-under person, but 37 points. This could be a very low-scoring game with 2 backup quarterbacks, a lot of guys out. Give me the Bengals plus 5.5 in this one. All right, next matchup, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions. Packers opening up as 3-point favorites with the over-under at 44.5. The last 3 head-to-head, the Packers 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Definitely some guys out for this game for the Packers, but Aaron Rodgers is good to go, which is a good thing. I'm very surprised that this is only a 3-point spread. I really am. It's been like this kind of all week. Jared Goff is probable to play, so it looks like he'll be the quarterback. Packers on a 5-game winning streak, coming off that 37-10 win over Minnesota. Detroit coming off a 51-29 loss against Seattle. Packers, you got on a 5-game winning streak, 5-game winning streak against the Lions, 12-3 covering in their last 15. Detroit just 3-16 at home. Yeah, I love the Packers -3 here. I just think they're going to dominate Detroit. I really think they should be like 10-point favorites, honestly. I think this is a steal. Aaron Rodgers is playing, so I just don't. I think this line will move up a bit. I really do. Take the Packers. on the road against the Lions. Next matchup, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Colts opening up as 15-point favorites with the over-under at 44. The last three head-to-head, Colts 2-1, 0-3 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Colts coming off that 23-20 loss against the Raiders. Jags coming off that 50-10 loss against New England. These teams did play before earlier in the season. Colts picking up a 23-17 win. Colts 9-4 covering in their last 13. 6-0 covering on the road. What's crazy, they are 1-11-1 covering against the Jaguars. That is just absolutely a mind-blowing stat. Love, they're minus 1,000 on the money line, so add them to your 5-6 teamers and higher. They're going to be a money line staple, but nervous about the spread. 15's a lot of points here. Going to take a minus 15 for you spread bettors. I mean, taking the Jags in this one plus 15 is going to be a real sweat, and you're really hoping that the Jags can score on this Colts team. I like the Colts to get a nice win in Jacksonville. Rolling with the Colts both ways. All right, next matchup, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens opening up as 3.5-point favorites with the over-under at 41. The last 3 head-to-head, Pitt 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Deontay Johnson is coming back. That's good for their offense. No Lamar Jackson again. That definitely hurts for you Ravens fans. Tyler Huntley is the starter again. Pitt coming off that big 26-14 win against Cleveland. Still alive. Their season's still alive here. They got a lot to play for. Ravens on a 5-game losing streak. It's just been pretty bad without Lamar Jackson. Baltimore, dealing with this bad losing streak. I just think Steelers coming into this momentum, got the big win over Cleveland. They're still alive in the playoff race. Give me Pittsburgh plus 3.5 on the road. Could be Big Ben's last game. Who knows? Depending on if they go further. But I like the Steelers to build off that last win and get a nice win in Baltimore or a cover. Next matchup, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. Tennessee opening up as 10-point favorites with the over-under at 42.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Tennessee 2-1, 1-2 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Tennessee on a 2-game winning streak, coming off that 34-3 win over Miami. Houston coming off a 23-7 loss against the Niners. The Titans 10-5 covering in their last 15. Houston just 1-6 at home. Remember, these teams played late November, and that was that very rainy, bad weather game where Tennessee was 10-point favorites and they lost 22-13. Looking at the weather, looks like it's going to be nice and sunny and hot. I expect a revenge here for the Titans to make up for that bad loss they had against Houston in that weather game. Give me Tennessee minus 9.5. Add them to your moneyline parlays. All right, next matchup, we have the Washington football team versus the New York Giants. Washington opening up as 7-point favorites with the over-under at 38. The last 3 head-to-head, the Giants 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. This is going to be a pretty ugly matchup, honestly. Washington on a 4-game losing streak. Giants on a 5-game losing streak. Both teams aren't playing good. I'd say Giants are playing way worse. They've had a horrible season. Ugly game here. Giants, 0-5 covering during this 5-game losing streak. Their quarterback situation is just awful. Mike Glennon is not the quarterback. It's going to be Jake Fromm is going to be the quarterback. Missing a lot of people. Yeah, give me Washington minus 6.5 against this Giants team that struggles to put up points. And yeah, they've just been awful this season. We'll take Washington on the road here. Next matchup, we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay opening up as 8.5-point favorites with the over-under at 41.5. The last three head-to-head, Tampa 3-0, 3-0 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. For Tampa Bay, a couple guys got some guys out. Jason Pierre-Paul, Sherman are out. Ronald Jones is out. Got some few guys out. Carolina currently on a 6-game losing streak. Tampa coming off that 28-24 comeback win over the Jets. Carolina just 0-6 covering the spread during this losing streak. They've been awful. Tampa Bay 5-2 covering in their last 7. Playing great football as they head into the playoffs here. I like them to close it out, get a nice win over the Panthers here. I think they're going to destroy them, honestly. Going to take the Bucs minus 8.5. Add them to your money line parlays. Next matchup, we have the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo opening up as 16-point favorites with the over-under at 40.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Buffalo is 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Buffalo, no Emmanuel Sanders. The Jets coming off that 28-24 loss against Tampa Bay. Their last 2 wins have just been against the Jaguars and Houston. So the Jets really, against top teams, they are not beating anyone. Buffalo on a 3-game winning streak, coming off that 29-15 win over Atlanta. Buffalo 12-3 at home. That's where they've been pretty elite here. 16 points, is a lot, but yeah, it's just hard to back any bad team in football. Plus 16, you're praying they can get their offense going and score. And a team like the Jets, you really never know if they're going to score. You really don't. Last week they did good against Tampa. They gave them a run, but they don't do that every week. It's been shown, like, the last 3 games they've been able to put up points, but there are weeks they are not able to put up points at all. Gonna take Buffalo minus 16, but add Buffalo to your moneyline parlays. You already know that's the better play. And rolling with the Bills at home. Next matchup, we have the New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins. Patriots opening up as 6-point favorites with the over-under at 40. The last 3 head-to-head, Miami 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs just 0-3 in the last 3 matchups. New England coming off a 50-10 win over the Jaguars. Miami coming off that 34-3 loss against Tennessee. Patriots 8-2 covering in their last 10 games. Playing great football here. Miami, 5-0 at home, 6-2 covering in their last 8. Yeah, they just had a rough game against Tennessee coming off that 3-point performance. I like the Patriots here, man. I really do. Miami really let you down last week, and it's just going to be tough against this Patriots defense. And if you trust Miami at home, I don't hate it. They do play good football at home here, but I like Bill Belichick on the road here to close out the season and get a nice win over Miami. Going to take the Patriots minus 6 on this one. Next matchup, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Atlanta Falcons. Saints opening up as 3.5-point favorites with the over-under at 40. The last 3 head-to-head, the Saints 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Every team has so many guys that are injured and out. The Saints 3-1 in their last 4, coming off that 18-10 win over Carolina. Atlanta coming off a 29-15 loss against Buffalo. The Saints are playing good against Atlanta, 6-2 in their last 8 against the Falcons, 6-2 covering during that streak. Atlanta 1-6 covering at home. Yeah, not in love with it here. Ever since Taysom Hill comes back, the offense is definitely a lot better. They're able to move the ball more. The run game's a lot more efficient than when Taysom Hill's not the quarterback here. Yeah, we're taking Saints. Going to take a -2.5 here on the road. And definitely like them for a money line play for your parlays as well against the Falcons. Next matchup, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Los Angeles Rams. Rams opening up as 3.5-point favorites with the over-under at 44.5. The last three head-to-head, the Niners 3-0. 3-0 covering the spread. The over is just 0-3 in the last three matchups. Jimmy Garoppolo is questionable. He didn't play last game. Trey Lance played, had a pretty solid game. Cam Akers is making his season debut for the Rams. That's a big bonus for them. Remember, these teams played early November. Niners just came out and destroyed them 31-10. But obviously the Rams, a much better team. On a 5-game winning streak, coming off a 20-19 win over Baltimore. Rams coming off that 23-7 win over Houston. The Niners 6-2 covering in their last 8, 4-1 covering against the Rams. I mean, both teams, this is a big game here for both teams. I think the spread's perfect. +3.5. I love it for the Niners. Really must wins for both these teams. They don't want to take a L. And yeah, I like the Niners +3.5, regardless of if Jimmy G plays or not. What they did to the Rams earlier on in the season, I know that was early on, but I mean, Matthew Stafford's still been throwing picks here. He's looked kind of rough this season. He's been throwing a lot of picks, been kind of careless. I think the San Francisco D is going to give him some problems here. And I'm going to take the Niners +3.5 on the road. I think it's going to be a great game. Next matchup, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals opening up as 5.5-point favorites with the over-under at 48. The last three head-to-head, Arizona 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last three matchups. Seattle coming off a 51-29 win over Detroit. Arizona coming off a 25-22 win over Dallas. Seattle just 2-6 covering against Arizona. Arizona 4-1 covering against the NFC West division. And do see J.J. Watt going to making his return. Probably not this week, but definitely for the playoffs. So that'll be good for them. No Chase Edmonds. Yeah, I like the Cardinals here. I like them to close out the season, get a nice win, which they need after taking that loss against Dallas. I'm sorry, they not taking the loss. They did beat Dallas, but yeah, they already beat Seattle earlier this season, 23-13. So yeah, I like the Cardinals -5.5 at home. Then the last matchup, we don't have any Monday Night Football, just Sunday night action. We have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Chargers opening up as 3-point favorites with the over-under at 49. The last three head-to-head, Chargers 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. This is a huge matchup here. Both teams need to win to pretty much get in, honestly. And so yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. Chargers coming off a 34-13 win over Denver. The Raiders coming off a 23-20 win over the Colts. Riding a 3-game winning streak right now. The Chargers 8-4 covering against Vegas. 6-3 in their last 9 against Vegas here. Going to be a huge matchup. Yeah, I'm rolling with the Chargers here. I like the Chargers in this one. I'm going to take them -2.5. And I think it's going to be a very exciting Sunday Night Football game. Very important game. I'm taking the Chargers on the road. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Sunday. Hope you guys cash out, and I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good one.